Hi, I'm Grace Dawes. We're here at Move 2025 and I'm joined by Tony Han, the CEO and co-founder of WeRide. Thank you so much for joining me today, Tony. How's your Move experience going so far?
Thank you for having me. The experience has been fantastic. I met several potential collaborators, and also the cross-sector dialogue has been very, very inspiring to me. And also, we actually introduced WeRide on autonomous driving to the audience, and I think we learn from each other. So the whole experience is so good.
Amazing. I'm glad to hear it. So tell me a bit about WeRide and how your vision for WeRide has evolved since its founding, and maybe what does the next phase of growth look like?
Okay. So WeRide is an autonomous driving company, and WeRide was founded in 2017 in Silicon Valley, and we were listed in Nasdaq last year, October. And so during the past 8 years, we developed from a very small startup of 20 people to an international company with 1,000 full-time employees and 2,000 partners. And we have been deploying in 10 countries, 30 cities. And our autonomous driving vehicle fleet contains a fleet of robo-taxi, robo-van, robo-sweeper, and robo-bus. We have a fleet more than 1,200 vehicles. And so far, WeRide as the first mover and the industry leader in autonomous driving is the only company having the driverless permit in 5 countries that include China, US, France, Singapore, and UAE. So far we are trying to push hard to deploy our products or service in Middle East market, European market, and Japan market, and in China market.
Yeah. So like you were just saying, WeRide has launched in multiple countries, including the UAE. And I wanted to ask you, how do you evaluate the new markets for international expansion? Well, how do you decide where to deploy those taxis?
Very good question. So when we consider a new market, we will consider several factors. The first one is probably the open-mindedness of the local regulators, whether they are supportive to the autonomous driving or the new technology. Second is the economic level of the local society. We want to deploy in some well-developed society that human labors are a big problem. Like in very well-developed country, many countries have an aging society. They are short of hands to drive the bus, to drive a taxi. We want to use AI, autonomous driving technology, to solve the social problems, not to create social problems. Like in some young countries, a young development country, there's young generation working so hard to get a very limited amount of job opportunities. We don't want that. We don't want to use autonomous driving to compete job opportunities against the young generation. No, we don't want to do so. So we want to evaluate the economy level, and also whether we can find strong partners, local rooted partners. There are several factors. So put all these factors into consideration. That's why we want to deploy first in Singapore, in Middle East, and in Europe.
Yeah, amazing. Well, great. If you could fast forward 10 years, what do you envision for the future of mobility?
The future mobility is like in London today. Yesterday I arrived. I spent close to 2 hours from the airport to the hotel.
Sounds like London.
Yeah, sounds like London, right? But think about it. If we cannot change London, we can change something. That is our moving platform. In that 2 hours, I stuck in the back row of Uber, and I can check my cell phone, but the experience is not that good. What if I have a moving space? I have a desk. I can operate my laptop and check emails and doing some online conference. I can have that 2 hours back. So robo-taxi or autonomous driving can supply such kind of solution. So to future, I would say 10 years from now on, all your trips should be planned. You can sit in a moving space to arrive your destination. During that time, all the time is yours. You don't get stuck into a back row of a sedan, or you don't want to get stuck in the public transportation system. You have a private moving space. That's my vision.
Yeah.
Next 10 years.
Great. Well, it's lovely to chat to you and great to hear your insight. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here at Move.
Thank you very much. Thank you.